Hi viewers, hope you are all doing well. Thank you very much for subscribing this channel. This motivates me to upload key points to remember for this metallurgy unit. Be safe in this lockdown period. Utilize your valuable time usefully in academics. I'll meet you all in next video of NEET MCQs of this unit. Now we will enter into this video to know the important points of metallurgy. This is mind map of this chapter. Mind map of this metallurgy chapter. First we should know what is metallurgy, then minerals and what is the difference between mineral and ore, and steps of refining this. Concentration of ore. Concentration of ore, it is in the 4 steps, that is gravity separation, froth flotation, magnetic separation, leaching. Leaching has three types such as cyanide leaching, acid leaching, alkali leaching. Then after this concentration of ores, it can be extraction of crude metal. Extraction of crude metal. This can be converted into the ore into oxides, that is roasting and calcination. Then reduction of metal oxides can be done by smelting. Reduction by nickel, hydrogen or any metal. Then auto reduction. Then refining process by distillation, liquefaction, zone refining method, vapor phase refining method. Then principles of metallurgy, thermodynamics principle, electrochemical principles. Then based on this thermodynamics principle, Ellingham diagram, then we get pure metal. Then applications of this pure metal such as aluminium, copper, zinc, iron and gold. Then before we enter into this, we see what is the definition for this metallurgy. Metallurgy relate the science and technology with the metals. Scientifically, we prove the chemical behavior and a mixture of the element. So that is metallurgy. Then what are all the compounds? Compounds may be oxides, sulfides, etc. Then what is mineral and what is ore? If the mineral means it contains less amount of metal, particular metal, that is mineral of that metal. If it contains higher percentage of metal, that is ore. More than 60% means that will be economically useful. So that is known as ore. If it is less than 60%, maybe 5%, 20%, that is known as mineral. So we can say all ores are minerals, but all minerals are not ores. Then what is concentration of ore? Concentration of ore in the sense we are removing impurities from that ore. That is, we take only the particular metal, that is impurities we are removing, that is concentration of ore. Extraction of ore, by purifying this we are getting extraction of crude metal. Then conversion, that can be done by conversion of ore into oxides such as roasting and calcination. Roasting in presence of air, in the calcination in absence of air. Then reduction of metal oxides can be done by smelting, that is by with the nickel or hydrogen or any other metal or self reduction. Then refining purification can be done by distillation, liquefaction, zone refining, vapor phase refining. Then based on this thermodynamics principle, Ellingham diagram. Then we'll see about this. Extraction of metal ore consists of the following metallurgical process such as concentration of ore, such having what is concentration of ore? The definition of concentration of ore, removal of unwanted material from the metal. That is concentration of ore, or we can say by dressing or benefaction. Benefaction in the sense treatment of raw material to improve physical and chemical properties. Then extraction of crude metal, by removing this we can get a crude metal. Then this can be done. Then refining process. Then before that it can be concentration of ore can be done in four process such as gravity separation. When we say the gravity separation, that should have specific weight, different specific weight. So if the impurity and the metal have this different specific weight, we can separate that. Then froth flotation to separate sulfide ores. Sulfide ores can be separated by the Froth flotation. As a froth it can be collected. Iron can be collected. Lead sulfide is collected as a froth. Froth in the sense we have said as foam. As a foam it will be collected in the container next to that, and zinc sulfide, as it is a heavier one, it will be collected settled at the bottom of the container. For that we will be adding based on the wettability of the material. This is applicable. Froth flotation is doing. So water repellent oil is added and depressant is also added to prevent the ore, that froth should not be, that ore should not be move as a waste as a froth. So depressant is also used. Then magnetic, these are all the steps should be remembered in this. Based on the hydrophobic, hydrophilic. Hydrophobic means fear of water, which is not attracted by water. The materials which is not attracted by the water. Hydrophilic, which will be attracted by the water. Based on the wettability. Based on the wettability, froth flotation is doing. Okay, we should remember water repellent, depressant, lighter ore can be collected upward. For example, lead sulfide collected upward as a froth, zinc sulfide as being heavier one settled at the bottom of the container. Then magnetic separation, that is magnetic property, which are all having the magnetic property. The metal may be having the magnetic property or the impurities may be having the magnetic property. Based on the magnetic property can be collected, so that can be separated from the impurities. So usually we can say iron ores will be attracted toward the magnetic, such as hematite, magnetite, siderite and iron pyrites or iron ores can be separated by magnetic separation. Magnetic belt will be there, that is bounded with the belt. Magnetic wheel will be attached to joined with the magnetic belt. Below that magnetic belt, magnetic wheel, container will be there. The magnetic particles will be settled down in the container just below the magnetic wheel. The which are non-magnetic particles will be far away, that will be flow away the just apart from the magnetic wheel. So it can be, magnetic particles can be separated. Then leaching is based on the solubility of the metal, that is which dissolves easily. It will be separated by leaching process. In this, metal should be dissolved. Leaching process, metal should be dissolved, so that zone refining, impurities will be dissolved. We should compare and read so that we will not be forgetting. When we say this leaching, metal dissolves, we should remember that aqua regia, that is composition of 1:3 hydrochloric acid and nitric acid. This will be aqua regia, that dissolves gold, will dissolve in that, so that the vendors, when they are coming on the roadsides, they will be cheating while, as they say, as they are cleaning the jewels, polishing the jewels. In that name they will be cheating and taken away the valuable gold. So we should remember that leaching, metal dissolves. Based on the property, metal dissolves. So then we come to the three types of leaching, such as cyanide leaching, alkali leaching, acid leaching. Cyanide leaching, addition of cyanide that converts into complex. Then from complex we should recover the metal, that is by reduction. Zinc acts as a reducing agent and the complex we get gold, and the complex is separated. Reduction material and the rest of the cyanide is separated. Then alkali leaching, with the sodium hydroxide alkali with the hydroalkali, it forms a complex. On decantation, cooled and diluted, on pausing carbon dioxide, it gets hydrous form of metal. Then hydrous form, hydrous in the sense water molecule will be in the metal. On heating it's separated out. On heating at higher temperature, water molecule is separated out and pure metal we get. Then acid leaching. Acid leaching, the insoluble sulfide is converted into soluble sulfate or elemental sulfur. These are all the purification of leaching. Then we'll have to see about the extraction of metal. This step, so far we have seen these steps. Then extraction of crude metal. Extraction of crude metal as a conversion, concentration of ore, then reduction of ore, then refining of ore. Concentration of ore, removal of metal. Okay, removal of metal. It can be done. Conversion of ore can be. Then reduction of ore in the sense by using carbon it can be reduced. Then refining of ore can, that is purification. Then we'll see that those are all in by step. Then conversion of ore into oxides by two methods such as roasting and calcination. Roasting in presence of air, otherwise excess of air, in presence of air, excess of air at high temperature. Sulfide ores can be treated by roasting method. Sulfide ores and oxidation, it gives the sulfur dioxide and the metal oxide is separated. In that same way, calcination, this is can be for a carbonates or hydrate of ores. Carbonates will be removed as carbon dioxide and for hydrates removed as a water molecule. This is in the absence of air, otherwise limited air supply. Okay, then we will be seeing about the extraction of crude metal. Extraction of crude metal we have seen, no? Then reduction of oxide, reduction of metal oxide. Reduction of oxides can be done by carbon monoxide and aluminium. In this, with the carbon which will not form carbides will be reacted with this and forms as a carbon monoxide. So we can get the particular respective metal as zinc, magnesium, manganese, it is zinc, manganese and chromium. Then with the reduction of hydrogen we get that with the hydrogen that is less electropositive will be reacted with this and it will be water molecule will be separated. So we get pure metal such as silver and iron. Then nickel oxide can be reduced to nickel such as nickel oxide, carbon monoxide, hydrogen, we get nickel and carbon dioxide and water molecule. Reduction by metal, that is chromium oxide with aluminium. Chromium we get and alumina separated. Active metals such as sodium, potassium, calcium can also be the reducing agent, such as boron oxide. It is we get only boron, and rubidium oxide rubidium, titanium oxide titanium, thorium oxide we get thorium. Then auto reduction, some of that will not have any other external reducing agent. For example, mercury is obtained by roasting of its ore cinnabar. Cinnabar is HGS and with the oxygen it gives Hg in the liquid form. Then refining process such as distillation, liquefaction, zone refining, vapor phase refining. The refining process, removal of impurities of metals, non-metals, etc. is refining process. In the distillation based on boiling point, that is the keyword we should remember for distillation, based on boiling point. If it is two different boiling points, we can separate that by fractional distillation. That means distillation low to boil that, then the vapors are collected, contents in the separate container, so it can be separated. Liquefaction based on melting point. Liquefaction based on melting point, heated above the melting point of the metal in the absence of air. Okay, so it also can be separated. that heavier which has the highest melting point will be settled down on the heat of the furnace. The which has the lowest melting point will be collected in the container. Okay, then electrolytic refining usually for the metals. In this, the impure metal, this will be metal dissolved from anode pass into the solution, while the same amount of metal from solution will deposited on the cathode. In this, less electropositive impurities as anode, less electropositive will be settled down below the anode. It is called anode mud. Okay. Two electrolytes such as anode and cathode. Anode will be as a rod, cathode will be small stripe, and that heavier the less electropositive impurities will be settled down as a anode mud. Usually these will be collected as a inactive metals. Due to this D and F electrons, this will be less reactive and it will be collected as the anode mud. Then zone refining process. This is based on the liquefaction. Pure metal should be pure metal liquefaction. Pure metal melted. In this zone refining, impure metal is melting. In this, impure metal is melting. That is, one end of the rod is heated using mobile induction heater rod. When the heater is slowly moved, other end the pure metal crystallizes. So this process is carried out in the inert gas atmosphere. That means it can be separated. In this method, these germanium, silicon, gallium can be purified. Then semiconductors can be purified. Then vapor phase method. Vapor phase method using zirconium. In this method, this is called as Mond process. In this, it changes the compound into volatile one. Then again it is decomposed. Volatile complex is decomposed and we get a metal, respective metal. This is Mond process for refining nickel. Impure nickel is heated with the carbon monoxide, tetracarbonyl, nickel tetracarbonyl we get nickel tetracarbonyl we get it heated about 460 Kelvin. Then we get pure nickel and carbon monoxide separated out. Then Van Arkel method, it is to refining zirconium or titanium. In this method, impure titanium will be reacted with the iodine. It converts into titanium tetraiodide. Then on further heating, titanium is settled on the that is tungsten filament and iodine is separated out. This iodine can be reused. Metal iodide volatile and it decomposed on the tungsten filament. This tungsten will be on the tungsten, titanium will be settled or zirconium will be settled. This volatile iodine can be reused. Then Ellingham diagram. Based on this Ellingham diagram, based on the relationship between the temperature and the stability of the compound, we can know the stability that is temperature stability of a compound from the Ellingham diagram. It is basically graphical representations of Gibbs free energy. Here del G is plotted in relation to the temperature. Y axis will be del G, x axis will be temperature. The slope of the curve is the entropy and the intersect points is the enthalpy. Entropy in the sense movement of the particle. Enthalpy in the sense intersect points, heat applied on the compound, that is enthalpy. Understood? Then using pyrometallurgy. Use pyrometallurgy in the sense use high temperature to purify metals, that is pyrometallurgy. Based on thermodynamic principle, this Ellingham diagram is drawn out. Then main application of this Ellingham diagram to find better reducing agent. What is the main application of Ellingham diagram? To find better reducing agent, to reduce metal oxide to metal. Okay, that too in the lowest temperature it is not necessary for the reducing agent. When the metal is at the when the metal oxides at the higher temperature, we need reducing agent to make the experiment economically feasible. Okay, so sulfides and halides also have the Ellingham diagram. For a portion, this is for oxides only. That is removal of oxide, in the sense on heating, on removal of oxide, that is we should know single word substitution, smelting. Okay, then limitations of Ellingham diagram. It is based on the these are the limitations, flaw of the Ellingham diagram, that is construction based on the thermodynamic consideration only. It gives information about thermodynamic feasibility of the reaction only, and then not say anything about the rate of the reaction. Moreover, it does not give any idea about the possibility of other reactions also. And interpretation of del G is assumption. We assume if it is horizontal, it is meeting, it is 0. We are assuming that the reactants are equilibrium with the product, which is not always true. That need not to be true. Those are all the flaws, limitations of Ellingham diagram. Then why is zinc not extracted from zinc oxide through reduction using carbon monoxide? Such questions based on the Ellingham diagram, they will be asking why carbon monoxide is not used for reducing zinc oxide. We should remember 2 points in this. Which is below that particular oxide will be the reducing agent to that metal oxide, or otherwise which meets at the lowest temperature, that can be as a reducing agent to that metal oxide. In this way, carbon monoxide lies above the zinc oxide, so it is not. What is the word they said? Standard free energy formation of carbon dioxide is more than the zinc oxide, so it is not. These are the words they have used. This is above this zinc oxide, so carbon monoxide cannot be as a reducing agent to zinc. But while we see the graph, carbon cuts here the zinc oxide line, so carbon can be the reducing agent to zinc oxide. So better reducing agent in case of zinc oxide. Coke is a better reducing agent in case of zinc oxide. But for iron oxide, here for iron oxide, carbon monoxide lies below the iron oxide. So carbon monoxide can be the better reducing agent for iron oxide. Here carbon cuts here about 970 Kelvin. It lies between 800 and 1000. It will be about 940, 950, 960. Okay, about 970 Kelvin. It will be meeting. It is iron oxide meets carbon at about 970 Kelvin. So carbon monoxide is better reducing agent for iron oxide, but coke is the better reducing for zinc oxide. These two we should remember. And one more thing, for higher temperature, above 673 Kelvin temperatures, carbon can be the better reducing agent. Below 673 Kelvin, carbon monoxide can be the better reducing agent. One more question if they ask, in some cases, usually we know aluminium can be reduced by magnesium, but here magnesium also reduced by aluminium. What is this? This is the exceptional case, of course. This is after this temperature, this is about 1340 degrees Celsius. Above this means this is the above this temperature, aluminium can reduce magnesium. Below this temperature, magnesium reduces aluminum. Above this temperature, this is magnesium line, no? Which is magnesium? This is magnesium line. This is magnesium. Above this temperature, aluminum can reduce magnesium. Okay. Then predict the condition under which aluminum, this only I have seen, above the temperature of 1050, magnesium oxide can be reduced to magnesium. Okay, we have seen that. Then out of carbon and carbon monoxide, which is a better reducing agent at 673 Kelvin, that also I have explained. Based on this, these all I have explained in the chapters. Because of this, it is the, if it is assumed 673, it is above in the sense it is going towards positives and positive side, so this is not applicable. This is horizontal, this is possible, feasible, this reaction is feasible. This is passing downwards, negative side, this is also feasible. So below, above 673 Kelvin, coke is a better reducing agent. Below 673 Kelvin, carbon monoxide is a better reducing agent. Then what is the role of cryolite in metallurgy of aluminum? In the sense, it lowers the fusion point about 2300 to 1140, and to do the judge, and it makes alumina a good conductor of electricity. Then to do justification of this unit, I just said the general question. As Qutub Minar of iron, Qutub Minar is in Delhi. The iron pillar is not corroded for about 1600 years because of it is protected by the mesavite. Mesavite is a compound of iron, oxygen and hydrogen. So till this I conclude the lesson. So far I hope you would have understood better, and we will see in the next video about the MCQs of NEET. Thank you.